You look like you've just seen the end of the cosmos, mate. I know the feeling. We're on the edge of it, and it's time to play your part, scene. Me and you, we're blood now, yeah? Templars for the win and that. Never mind. Looks like you've got some training to do before you're ready for your first kill. You want to do what your letter says. Go speak with Sonak at the Templars gaff. It's not far, you can't miss it. Honest, it's unmissable.
Apparently being a Templar gives you the attitude.
That reminds me, I should get my phone exercised.
Blah. To Templar HQ. This is the clothing shop Pangea, where you can spend mad amounts of money for new clothes. You can sprint by pressing X as well, as long as you're not in combat. It's unmissable. These are lore objects that are spread around. Any new stuff you get always shows up in the bottom right of the screen, so click on the lore. So it's Templars lore, which really just sounds like it's trying too hard. Got myself an achievement for exploring London a bit. And the tutorial stuff you can always click on for more info. Yeah, just packing in the halls here. Okay, this dude is far too smooth.
Come in. Come in. I'm very pleased you can follow directions on the back of a card.
Looks like my
it is the
character has to
basis
take a
for us
piss.
getting along famously. Of course, with an establishment like this, we're practically in the yellow pages under Crusaders. Richard Sonak. So, you heeded our call to arms. You have questions, I can furnish you with answers. Some answers. To begin with, you haven't strayed into some atrocious Dan Brown airport paperback. We are not the Knights Templar.
We
that
totally
particular
are.
appellation went out in the 1300s along with page boy haircuts and burnings at the stake. No, we run a 21st century, well, let's say a forward-facing organization, but one with its strength in ancient bonds of tradition, in loyalty, in blood, and, to be perfectly frank, in a sizable private army. Our firm guidance is needed to save the world from itself. We have kept the matters of squabbling secret societies and loathsome dimensions discreet, until the shadows began to peel back across the globe, until these darkest of days came upon us. Now, the evidence is on television, for pity's sake. We are at war. Might will make right, and it will fall upon us to judge the correct application of might. It falls upon you as a soldier of the Templars.
Alright.
Show me that you have the will, and we can teach you the way. Your remarkable powers can be honed and controlled, at least to less disastrous effect on property values.
Oh, so funny.
There is a private training area which we have reinforced for just that purpose. I'll join you presently.
So yeah, you can see what I mean about your character just sort of standing around like a rube all the time. So if you want to talk to somebody, you can see if they have a little speech bubble around their name, in which case you click on it, and it brings up a whole variety of things you can talk about.
You should know that I am internally busy, but for my sins, I prefer a more civilized mode of correspondence than rsonic@thetemplars.org. So while my time is limited, my door will always be cautiously ajar.
So none of the stuff he says really matters all that much, so we'll just ignore it for now. You can close the thing by clicking on the speech balloon again.
Yes?
Crowded office. Ah, Jesus! I will admit this room is awesome. Do you want to enter the Crucible? Hells yeah. Any weapons training room, which is this, richly furnished with this kind of music playing, is just automatically awesome.
Christ almighty, we've got our work cut out for us. The Crucible is my house, and in my house, my word is law. Forget your mother's teat. From now on, this is your home. This is where you learn to stay alive. You've come here an empty slate. You have potential, that's why you were recruited, but that potential needs strict guidance.
Sir, yes,
You're
sir.
a loaded weapon, and if you don't learn to control yourself and channel your powers, you'll end up hurting yourself or others. You have the ability to manifest anima, your life force in the physical world, to enhance your strength, your physical attributes, to do magic. Martial magic, none of that fairy stuff.
Bloody fairy.
Whatever trinket you hold in your hand is merely a way to direct your powers.
I really want to know
We
what
don't
those
do
medals are
magic
for.
wands here. Through your weapon, you channel and wield your magic. And never mind why this power has been awakened in you. You're not the only one, and you're not the chosen one. You're part of an army. Our army. And from now on, you'll do what you're told. It's the way of the Templars. Consider this your playground. It's not like being out in the front lines, but is close enough. We have a choice of weapons for you to practice with. Try as many as you wish. When we're done, you get to pick one. You want to make sure you're comfortable with your weapon. It'll be the only thing between you and a trip to the graveyard. Those things are called Rakshasa, the basic hellhounds. We keep them chained. They used to make such a mess of the new recruits. Use them for target practice. Don't worry, they don't feel a thing, and they're unworthy of mercy. Spend your time in the Crucible well. There's no point rushing things. Out there, the demons aren't chained up, and you don't have me around to save your sorry ass. Go on, get started. I'll offer some guidance along the way.
It's really a shame, because I like the actual dialogue. The way the people talk in this game is really good. It's just the fact that you don't ever get to respond. You know, it doesn't even need to be voiced, but just having the option, like even like Mass Effect or even Star Wars just without the voice, would have been so much better in my opinion. But now we enter into the meat and potatoes of the game. Let us learn how to use double pistols. Alright, gotta pick up the pistol. So, I need to open my inventory and equip the weapons. In fact, I need to equip all of this gear. You'll notice the graphics for the gear are just really generic. That's another thing I'm really not liking in this. Now, I don't know if this is for beta, but yeah, it's just almost everything you get is just going to look like this. You know, it's not really a big change. So now you can see all that stuff. I've got ashes on my head, alright? And a pendant, a ring, a bracer, a bone as my occult talisman, a belt, and dice as my luck ones. You can get cards and things. And of course I've got my dual pistols. Notice they have glyph slots. Presumably it's like gems, you can get them to upgrade stuff. I haven't seen any yet myself. So because I have pistols, I've gained 2 pistol powers down here. The business builds the resource. So you just attack and it does 72 damage. And then wanted, which consumes the pistol resources, and it's a chain attack. Does 89 damage. Chain attack means kind of like chain lightning, so it'll bounce from person to person. If you've ever seen the movie Wanted, you'll know exactly what this does. So this is your skill points thing. They call them anima points here. They also call them ability points. Basically, because I've picked up the pistols, it's automatically given me some abilities right now. So see, there's the business and wanted. Now I've also got these 2 abilities. These are passive abilities. So you can have up to 7 equipped active abilities and 7 equipped passive abilities. And these can be different combinations of abilities from different types of gear as well. Like on Zula, currently I'm using both elemental magic and pistols. Whether it's a good combo or not, I don't know, but it seems to get the job done. So I already told you what the active ones do, but the passive ability is that Magnum also causes the business to weaken anyone I shoot with it. So a weakening is basically like a dot, and in this case the dot does a certain amount of damage per stack that you've got on them to a maximum of 5. Then I've also got coup de grace. Whenever you kill an enemy with your pistol resources remaining, then up to 3 friends in an area are healed. So there's not really any specific heals that I've seen as of yet, but a lot of things kind of do healing on the side. I'm sure later on in the trees you start to see stuff. See, now there's always 2 separate areas of focus for each weapon. So that was the armed tree, and then this is the dangerous tree. I've got both, so I'm armed and dangerous. So there's above the law, builds 1 resource for each weapon on each target. I don't think you actually use that, do you? No. And then hothead, whenever you apply hindered, you gain a minor critical chance effect. I don't think anything did hindered though. I weaken. So it's pretty much useless at the moment. I'm sure you see when you get other stuff you can upgrade it. But right now this is just all sort of testing to see which one you kind of like the idea of. So pistols, of course, are pretty short range. Around the 20 or 15, I don't know, is this meters, I guess, mark. Even just a light click to move does it. Declicks the guy. So you can see it's got the one little sort of bullseye symbol there because I've put 1 resource on him. So now that he's got 5, let's use wanted. Go, go, Angelina Jolie power. I think I missed. Oh no, I hit him.
Ability points are used to purchase the abilities that determine how a character fights.
Okay, we just went through all that. But you'll look again on the bottom right. There's a AP, anima points, and SP, skill points. So anytime you finish quests, there's a chance that you'll gain these things. So if you click on it, that would let you spend more points. Like, see, currently I have 2 anima points left. So I could get coup de grace, you know, to heal the people. Or I could, actually, that's really... Oh, see, I have hothead, but I don't have above the law yet. But... ah, sure, why not? Just click on it. Buy it. Okay. And see, it's down on my bar. If I exit, I've got it. So somehow, but that lets my pistols put this big dot area of effect area thing down. As he explained, you have your special voodoo power, which lets you do things with weapons that you normally can't. Now, the other thing down on the right hand is the skill points. So you can spend these on all your different types of weapons. So say pistol again. I'll spend one skill point to increase my damage. See, double up. Basically has a 6% chance to deal an additional hit for 50% of damage. Okay. Or support. When deploying any pistol support ability, like that one that heals other guys, your defensive target, so even if you're not, a super healer, you should still have a defensive target, they receive 2 health every second. Oh, well, that's nice. And these just basically get better as you go. They all break down like there's damage versus tanking. Damage and tanking, damage and healing. They don't even call it support. This is just freaking healing. The weird thing, because melee, ranged, and magic are all the different types of weapons you can have, but talismans are basically your gear. So your head, and then major is wrist, neck, and fingers, and then minor are waist, occult, and luck. So you saw I had the dice and all that stuff. Later on in the game you start getting better versions of those, but after a while you'll get really good ones, but you can't equip them unless you've spent skill points on this. So I'm not going to bother spending any points right now, really. They claim that this is a level-less game, but it's really a dirty lie, because instead of giving you levels, you still get action point or anima points and skill points by completing quests, and you spend these to do different things. The fact that you can't actually equip some of the gear until you've spent enough skill points on the talisman section is just basically the equivalent of putting a level requirement on it. One other thing is most of the quests in the world are pretty much dailies. But let's see what some of the other weapons actually do. We've seen the shotgun. So we got, this is actually different than we had last time. It is pump action. It's only a 7-meter cone. I should probably equip it. Just like before. Pretty much every weapon is some kind of combination of build resources, spend resources. Alright, assault rifle. So our number 1 is safety off. Builds a resource, and it's a burst that can hit up to 4 times. But you'll notice it takes time to aim. And then our number 2 is fire at will. Affects up to 5 enemies. It consumes all your resource. It's a frenzy attack, which does more damage depending on how many resources. So that can cover, say, a giant pack of zombies. Now, I'm not continuously just getting a giant stream of skill points and anima points. It's actually just replacing the ones I would have spent on pistols before. The idea is you choose which weapon you want to start with here.